And we are back inside Regency Furniture Stadium as we prepare for Game 2 of the doubleheader between your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and the visiting Lancaster Barnstormers. What a day it has been. It is now 4:25 Eastern Time, and we are set to begin Game 2. Game 1 of this doubleheader began at 11:05 a.m. It went 16 innings. A walk-off double from Devin Rodriguez put the Blue Crabs over the top in Game 1. And now after the thrill of victory in 16 innings, the teams had 45 minutes to rest, relax, reset, and now get ready for Game 2 as David Wayne Russo, the left-hander, will step on the bump and get ready to go here as Darian Sanford in the right-handed batter's box will lead things off. And a fastball misses high, 1-0, the count to Sanford.
We saw an absolutely crazy day of baseball, Brandon. I mean, you don't get much better than that. We've still got more to go. It's an exciting afternoon.
A fastball is swung on and missed. 1-1 strike, the count on Sanford. We told you there'd be 14 innings of baseball today. Turns out there were 16 in just Game 1. We're on pace for 23. God willing, 23. As I think both of these teams don't have much left in the pitching staff to go past 7 innings in this one.
Russo's numbers on the year, he's 1-2 with a 4.24 ERA.
The 2-1, a fastball misses the inside corner, and the count goes to 3-1 strike. The available relievers for Southern Maryland that I was given before the game. You've got Tommy Shirley, you've got Shane Watson, and you've got starter Casey Delgado available in the pen. As Russo misses a fastball high and away, and a walk to Darian Sanford gets things started here. The leadoff hitter is aboard, and a dangerous one at that. At least 16 innings ago. Who knows what really any of these guys have left in their legs in the tank. I'm walking with Edwin Garcia down to the clubhouse after the game. He scored from first on the walk-off double from Devin Rodriguez. He's out there at shortstop starting this one, but he looked at me and goes, that was a little too much to score from first on that play and then turn around in 40 minutes and go again.
Yeah, that's a long, long run, 270 feet, as long as you can possibly go from first to third. And after 16 innings and you turn around and do it again, that's a lot to ask from a guy.
Foul ball on the first pitch to Bortnick, but Garcia ready to go out there, the all-star. As this one smoked down the third baseline, it's past Nina and into the corner. Sanford on his way to third. He'll turn on the Jets, being waved around. He'll score with ease, and Bortnick's in with an RBI double. Just like that, The Barnstormers have struck here in the top of the first, and they take a 1-0 lead.
Bortnick went 0 for 6 in the first game that we saw today. He gets his hit the first time he comes up in game 2.
A couple of lineup changes for the Barnstormers. You've got Darian Sanford, Tyler Bortnick. Third baseman Josh Bell will come to bat now. Ryan Castile will play first base. He'll serve as the the cleanup hitter, The DH is Jimmy Paredes, batting fifth. Casey Hobson will play left field and bat sixth. Grant Desmay, the right fielder, follows him as Bell lays a bunt down the line. Russo lucky to let it go foul. It's ruled foul, and it's 0-1 now.
That was an absolutely beautiful bunt. I mean, first of all, it's a drag bunt, and what you really wouldn't expect from Josh Bell, but I don't know that I've seen many better bunts than that. Now, fair enough, it did go foul, but if it didn't, then it would be one of the best bunts.
So 0-1 the count to finish out the lineup after Desmay batting 7th. Anderson De La Rosa, the birthday boy, bats 8th. And the second baseman, Carlos Garcia, rounds things out. Vladimir Frias has the game off, as does the starting right fielder from last game, Blake Galen. 0-2 the count to Bell. He had 3 doubles in game 1.
He raises batting average 73 points in that game.
0-2. Russo gives a look back to second. Now kicks and delivers. That one swung on and missed. And Bell is down on strikes for out number 1. So Russo settles in now after the walk and the double.
You really got to respect Ryan Castile for playing in this second game after catching 16 innings in the first game.
He digs into the right-handed batter's box. Russo kicks and delivers. Fastball misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. You see the Blue Crabs catcher from game 1, Craig Maddox, having this one off undoubtedly. Austin Green, the everyday starter, is inserted back in. He caught last night, so he had the morning off. 1-0 comes low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes goes the count on the first baseman, Castile. Russo struggling a bit with the command here right away in the game.
Very impressive. You can't say enough about that. His legs have to be absolutely shot, Ryan Castile's.
2-0 upcoming. Russo goes high out of the zone as he now falls behind 3 balls and no strikes. 7 balls, 6 strikes for Russo. He's going to have to flip that around at some point this inning. 3-0 right down the middle for a called strike, and the count goes to 3-1 now.
And if you're Russo, it's really not your fault because we talked about it. You probably warmed up 6-7 times in that last game. But with some tired fielders behind you, you want to keep hitting the zone so they don't get too out of it.
The 3-1 misses low. Bortnick was dancing around well past the second base bag, but Russo didn't give him a look. He ends up retreating, and the count, and now the free pass issued puts runners on first and second, 1 out.
You saw the Blue Crabs get bailed out by a lot of double plays back in that first game. Maybe a double play would be just what the doctor ordered to get out of this one.
The designated hitter, Jimmy Paredes, digs in. Russo's first pitch to Paredes. To Nina. 5-4-3. There's that double play that she asked for. And that'll retire the side, but the Barnstormers put 1 up in the inning as they grab an early lead. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. Teodoro Martinez will lead things off when we come back to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Sam Runyon, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Fans, join the Blue Crabs on Saturday night, August 18th, as we celebrate Southern Maryland's rich spiritual and religious community with Faith and Family Night. All night long, we will feature performances, prayer, and presentation from area religious and spiritual leaders, as well as post-game fireworks spectacular. Your minister, band, choir, or congregation can even participate. To be part of the festivities or to purchase tickets, please contact Group Sales at 301-638-9788 or visit somdbluecrabs.com.
Ladies, this is Corey Vaughn. Be sure to join us at the ballpark every Wednesday night for Wind Up Wednesday presented by Cove Point Winery. On select Wednesday nights throughout the year, ladies get in for just $5. You can also enjoy free wine samples from Cove Point as well as free services from Therapeutic Massage and Wellness. For more information and the available dates, please visit us online at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Hey, this is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
The newly activated Jonathan Albaladejo takes the mound. The scheduled starter for this game was Steven Thompson, but the Barnstormers, after that long game one, with some of the bullpen getting used up, have moved Johnson back to the pen, activated Albaladejo, and he's going to get the start after his last start came on Sunday. So a quick turnaround for him as he misses a fastball low to Teodoro Martinez, 1-0 the count.
Just 2 days of rest. That's a lot to ask out of a pitcher.
He was on the inactive list. You're allowed to activate players in between games. The Barnstormers activate him. They put John Anderson, who threw last night's game, on the inactive. And Albaladejo is handed the ball. He's fallen behind Teodoro Martinez. 2 balls and no strikes. As he winds and delivers. Martinez with a dribbler down the third baseline. Barehand effort from Bell. It hits off of his hand and will allow Martinez to reach. And there is Teodoro Martinez, his first hit of the day. He's 1 for 8 now.
It's just like Tyler Bortnick. He went 0 for 6, starts off his new game with a double, and now Teo comes home with a single.
Edwin Garcia, the winning run of Game 1, will dig into the right-handed batter's box here. Garcia scored all the way from first on a double from the man on deck, Devin Rodriguez. That walked things off. Albaladejo to the stretch right away. He comes set at the belt. Kicks and delivers. Garcia with a line drive towards left. Backing up is K.C. Hobson. It's right into his glove, though, as Garcia with a hard hit ball, but right at Hobson, is retired for out number 1. And that'll bring in Devin Rodriguez. Rodriguez 3 for 7 with 3 RBIs in the front end of the doubleheader.
I think we've been seeing it all day off of the bat. A lot of balls that are hit seem like they're just going to be clobbered off the fence or even out of here, and they continue to stay in the ballpark. That's a big reason, I believe, is why that game went so many extra innings.
Rodriguez digs into the left-handed batter's box. He had the tying run on a sacrifice fly, or tying RBI, on a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 9th. Martinez off. The throw down from De La Rosa in time is the tag from Bortnick, and Martinez is caught stealing for out number 2 here.
Teo, one of the best stolen base percentages in all of the Atlantic League, but after playing 16 innings, it's hard to have your legs fresh enough to swipe it back.
Pitch was a strike, so the count 0-1 on Rodriguez as Albaladejo will head back to the windup here. He kicks and delivers. Rodriguez with a flare out towards shallow center. That's going to get down for a single, as Devin Rodriguez will extend the inning to the singles machine, John Griffin. 4 hits, all of them singles in game 1 from one of the strongest guys I've ever met.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd ever have thought we were going to be calling him the singles machine, but I like that approach. I mean, you see a guy like Griffin, he has the power to do it, but the average has climbed, and now guys are going to start pitching him differently, which I think will lead him back into getting home run type pitches. He put a good ride on a ball last game. It hung up a little short of the fence, but he definitely put a surge into it.
First pitch to Griffin misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0. Griffin with another single through the left side as he continues to get on base. His 5th hit of the day. And that'll put runners on first and second for Angelis Nina.
Who would have thought? I mean, if you would have told me before the day started today that John Griffin was going to have 5 total bases and that comes on 5 singles, I probably would have told you I don't believe you. But it's exactly the case, and another case of the extending the innings for the Blue Crabs. Now you look back at that caught stealing, and it hurts even more.
That would have undoubtedly been a run if Teo was on second or even third on that Rodriguez single. Could have gone first to third there. Now it'll take a 2-out hit from Nina to tie things up as he takes the first pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. Corey Vaughn moves up in the lineup. He's on deck. Austin Green, Kaleka Kahuo Halahala, and Francisco Rosario will all enter the lineup in the 7, 8, and 9 spots to round things out. Nina swinging on the 1-0, fouls it off out of play the other way, 1-1.
We talk about how critical walks can be in a game. You look at the line score right now. The Barnstormers, they have 1 run on 1 hit. The Blue Crabs have no runs on 3 hits.
Albaladejo kicks and delivers a strike on a very generous outside corner. We'll put things at 1 and 2.
Nina's bat's been absolutely scorching of late. 3 for 7 in the front half of the doubleheader.
1-2 upcoming as Nina pokes one towards right. That's going to get down in front of Desme. Rodriguez being waved around. The throw will come into third, though. Griffin wisely lays the brakes on, going around second. And an RBI single from Angelis Nina has tied the game here in the bottom of the first. We could be in for another high-scoring affair, or at least high-hitting, I should say, as last game you had 35 hits between the two teams. Corey Vaughn digs in now, looking to add another hit to the tally and bring home Big John Griffin.
You look at the combined day to this point between Devin Rodriguez and Angelis Nina. They combine for a total of 8 for 16 and 6 RBIs.
Albaladejo comes set, gives a look at Griffin, kicks and delivers. This one misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The count to Corey Vaughn. 2 for 5 with a run scored in game 1. 1-0 upcoming. Albaladejo kicks and delivers. A breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes we go.
That's not a count you want to be in to Corey Vaughn. A couple of times ago when he was up in the 9th inning against Mark Reynolds, Reynolds kept challenging Corey Vaughn with some fastballs. Vaughn almost made him pay if the wind wouldn't have held the ball in. So you don't want to be in a 2-0 count. That's a fastball type count to a guy like Vaughn.
Albaladejo resets after stepping off the back of the rubber.
You mentioned Anderson De La Rosa's birthday, his 34th. The pitcher Albaladejo, he's 35.
Vaughn with a towering pop-up towards the Blue Crabs dugout. Bell gives a little bit of a look, and it's out of play.
That's an impressive battery between the two. You see some higher numbers in terms of athletes' ages, but still performing at an elite level are those two.
Albaladejo gets a new baseball after the foul ball. He doesn't like that one, so he now gets another one prior to the 2-1 pitch to Vaughn. Griffin, not a ton of speed out there at second, but if Vaughn's able to find a gap of some sort, it would easily score one, potentially two, as Nina has decent speed at first. Albaladejo sets for the 2-1. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball on a called strike from Doug McFarland. Looks like it's going to be a generous outside corner here in Game 2. We've seen that same pitch called a strike a couple of times. A couple of guys disagreed, but you've got consistency, and that's something you can work with, as you know where it's going to be, so hit it where it is. Breaking ball here is fouled off, and the count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can't change the umpire's strike zone. You can only adjust to it, and that's what the Blue Crabs and probably the Barnstormers are going to have to do as the game moves forward.
And I understand why it might be a little bit more extended in this situation. You're coming off a 16-inning game. Umpires are tired, too.
2-2 pitch, a breaking ball. That one bounces and is stopped by De La Rosa. So now that brings the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes, which means that a head start will be given to the runners with the 3-2 count and 2 outs. So Griffin will now likely be able to easily score on a single, whereas before we were mentioning Vaughn might have to find a gap. You've got a situation now where just a single will put you ahead.
I guess maybe I should rephrase that, if that is the case. I'm not going to accuse the umpire, Doug McFarland, of that.
The outside corner is a very hard thing to see for umpires. The easiest way to do it is to be about 6'4" and be able to see over the squatting catcher, but McFarland, not quite that tall. Probably fighting through the back of De La Rosa in the squat. Payoff pitch upcoming. There go the runners. A breaking ball misses that outside corner that we were just discussing, and Vaughn is aboard with a 2-out walk. So after a line out and a caught stealing, the Blue Crabs have strung together 3 hits and a walk, and now have the bases loaded with 1 run already in the inning, and Austin Green coming to bat. Green has struggled at home. He has a .258 average for the season, but just .169 here in Southern Maryland. He's hitting a whopping .385 on the road, though. Albaladejo kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, called strike, 0-1.
And it looked like on that last pitch to Vaughn, the umpire, McFarland, wanted to ring him up, was unable to get himself to do that. And now Green gets one on the outside corner, and the dugout doesn't like it.
0-1, a big swing from Green, but he fouls it straight back, 0-2. It's tough because, frankly, that pitch, the first one to Green, was in the same spot as the last pitch to Vaughn. So when you see it ruled a ball to Vaughn when you're in the on-deck circle as Green, you come up and go, okay, that's not a strike. And then it gets called, and you go, okay, well, I don't know what to hit then. 0-2 upcoming. A fastball comes inside. Green nearly wears it, but it just misses his jersey, and the count goes to 1-2.
Well, especially when you're the catcher like Green, you know the strike zone of McFarland. You've seen it for half an inning, so you're basing it off of what you've seen as a catcher, and then if it changes, it can be frustrating as a hitter.
Set now is Albaladejo. 1-2 upcoming. Green with a chopper towards the Blue Crabs dugout. That'll get out of play. Nice play over there by Daryl Thompson, leaning over the dugout rail to snag it.
Very solid hands over there by him. When he's pitching, outside of the fact that he's a brilliant pitcher, he's a very athletic guy, and he's able to make plays that defy the ancient old saying, pitchers aren't athletes.
We were joking about who should race Darian Sanford for the fastest on the Blue Crabs team, and I actually said Daryl Thompson. As Green with a number down the first baseline, Albaladejo bends over. He'll pick it up, an underhand toss to first, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the first. Blue Crabs tie things up 1 run on 4 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. We head to the second on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Brandon Compton, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Pet lovers, kick off the Labor Day holiday right and join the Blue Crabs on Sunday night, September 2nd for our final Bark in the Park night of the season. The game has a special start time of 6:35, and the first fans through the gates receive Blue Crabs dog collars brought to you by 98.7 WMZQ. Call 301-638-9788 or visit somdbluecrabs.com for more information.
Lefty-lefty matchup here starts things in the top of the second as David Russo's first pitch to K.C. Hobson goes high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes goes the count on Hobson. 0 for 7 in Game 1. He was the only Barnstormer not to reach base in the game, and that included 4 strikeouts. 2 balls and no strikes now the count. Russo allowed 1 in the first on an RBI double from Tyler Bortnick, but his offense got him 1 back. Let's see if he can settle in as Garcia and Nina come together. Garcia at the last second will call off the third baseman, who will duck out of the way, and the catch is made for out number 1. That brings in Grant Desmay, the right fielder, 3 for 6. Desmay bats from the right side as Russo from the left side kicks and delivers. Desmay fouls this one back into the netting. No balls and 1 strike the count. The 0-1 upcoming as Russo winds. Desmay jammed a little bit here. Will fight one off the other way in the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Anderson De La Rosa and Carlos Garcia, the 2 newcomers into the lineup, are due up next 2 spots. They're batting 8th and 9th. This one misses inside as Desmay hops out of the way, and the count will go to 1-2. Desmay made an incredible catch in Game 1. He put his body on the line, diving into the metal manual scoreboard of the Mini Monster to rob Corey Vaughn of a double. The 1-2 upcoming. Desmay weakly swings. It's tapped out in front of the plate. Green will pick it up and flip on to first for out number 2. That will bring up Anderson De La Rosa as Russo after the 5-4-3 double play to end the first, has set down the first two in order here. He'll look to do the same with De La Rosa, who's taking his time coming up to the plate. Now here comes the Barnstormers catcher and the man celebrating his 34th birthday. The first pitch upcoming from Russo as soon as De La Rosa settles in. He's now ready. Russo immediately to work. Kicks and delivers. Fastball off the outside corner. 1-0. 1-0 pitch upcoming as this one's fouled off by De La Rosa, and the count will go even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 from the lefty. De La Rosa jams himself a bit, fouls it off the other way. There's no action going on quite yet in the rest of the Atlantic League, but some Major League Baseball has gotten underway the day after the trade deadline. You've got the Orioles up 7-2 on the Yankees. The Orioles very low in the AL East standings, have just had the Yankees numbered all season as De La Rosa fouls one off. You've got the Oakland A's leading the Toronto Blue Jays 3-0. Speaking of the Toronto Blue Jays, Brandon Compton, the former Blue Crab starter, got the call up to Toronto yesterday. He threw an inning and 2/3 in yesterday's game. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Down on strikes goes De La Rosa, as that will retire the side here in the top of the second. So 1-2-3 inning from Russo. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Blue Crabs will look to take the lead. Kalaika Kahuohalahala will lead things off on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for the latest and best in Blue Crabs gear? Look no further than the newly redesigned and restocked Crab Shack Team Store, anchored by EC Sports. The Team Store features everything from old favorites like game replica hats and t-shirts to novelty items and collectibles. You can visit our Team Store anytime 9 to 5, as well as during all home games. The Team Store is also available online by visiting somdbluecrabs.com and clicking the Store tab.
Hey fans, this is Craig Stem, pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Make sure you come out every Thursday for Foster's Grill Wings and Beer Night. For just $30, you can enjoy a ticket to the game and 2 hours of all-you-can-eat Foster's Wings and all-you-can-drink beer in the Legends Clubs from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. For more information, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Are you looking for the best place to entertain your group, large or small, this summer? Look no further than the Blue Crabs at Regency Furniture Stadium with our newly renovated Luxury Suites and Legends Club, as well as our brand new Party Suite. Our luxury suites have all new amenities and are sure to please your group, while our clean, upscale Legends Club can host up to 160 guests for a game or anytime. New for 2018, the Blue Crabs are excited to announce our brand new Party Suite for groups up to 50 guests. It's double the space for double the fun for double the group, just $20 per person. Call group sales at 301-638-9788 to book your group today.
Hey, this is Devin Rodriguez, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Kalaika Kahuohalahala will dig in now as he takes the first pitch for a called strike from Albaladejo. No balls and 1 strike. Blue Crabs put up a run on 4 hits in the first, but they stranded the bases loaded as Kahuohalahala will foul one off down the third baseline here, and the count goes to 0-2.
Got a trivia question for you, Brandon. At some point in this game,
Sweet.
whenever you'd like. You want it now?
After the 0-2. Albladejo out of the windup, readies and delivers. Kahua Halahala laces one down the third baseline. That'll be foul. So give it to me.
Kalaika Kahua Halahala is a Hawaiian native.
Yes.
Can you give me the last MLB player to make the All-Star game?
Shane Victorino.
Okay.
No balls and 2 strikes. The count on Kahua
I feel like that was an easy one.
as Albladejo kicks and delivers. That one misses low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It wasn't that hard of one, and you're just you just happen to be talking to somebody who watched Shane Victorino in the Phillies for a very long time. As a Braves fan, we played them, a lot in the outfield and infield, I guess. Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Victorino, Rollins, Worth. That was just a really good Phillies team, and I watched them, fight the Braves for the division a lot. As a fly ball sent out towards right here, Desmay charging on. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Because realistically, at the time, the Phillies won a World Series with that core, and the Braves were in that midst of 14 division titles at the time and still fighting, for division titles. They're now back fighting for that with the Phillies, but a whole different roster at this point.
Yeah, it's exciting to see those two teams finally find it again. Realistically, from my perspective, not living on the East Coast, it didn't ever seem like those two teams would ever make it again. I'm going to be honest with you.
Living here in D.C., you hear a lot about how it's the Nationals' time, but, as the trade deadline came yesterday, you heard murmurs maybe the Nationals need to sell. They ended up not. They only made 1 trade. They traded a reliever away. They didn't really do anything as the 1-0 catches the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. I thought it would be panicking for the Nationals to sell. They're 5.5 out. There's plenty of time left. And realistically, they should, on paper, be the best team as the 1-1 misses low. Obviously, I'm going to be biased towards the Braves' young core and say that people are saying they're not ready yet. I'm going to go ahead and say that they are, and they have more pitching on the way. You saw Colby Allard pitch last night and get a win for the Braves as the 2-1 is upcoming. That one's swung on and missed. They had Kevin Gossman, an experienced starter. Not the most flashy trade. They could have gotten Archer, but they have Sean Newcomb with a sub-3.5 ERA. Mike Fultonevich is 24-year-old all-star with a almost sub-3 ERA. Julio Teheran still the ace of the staff. Has a breaking ball called strike 3 here. So I'm going to be biased towards them and say that they end up winning this division, but 5.5 is nothing for the Nationals. If Bryce Harper hits anything higher than 230, I think we're talking about a team that's probably already winning it.
I agree. I mean, the only issue is they're hovering around 500. Last I saw, they were sitting 52 and 53. I guess with that blowout last night, they'd be 53 and 53 if I'm right. But you're right, on paper, there's no reason they should be a 500 team. They should be well above that.
And that's on paper before Juan Soto even's doing the things he's doing, and despite missing a lot of time, is now fighting Albies for the National League Rookie of the Year because he's just come on so strong.
He's hitting way above 300. He's got some power.
Him and Harper, Rendon,
Daniel Murphy
when he's healthy, Ryan Zimmerman when he's healthy, as a called strike on the outside corner. And we're ignoring in this conversation Sean Doolittle, one of the best closers in baseball. Kelvin Herrera, one of the best closers in baseball, working as a setup man. Max Scherzer, I'll go ahead and say it, the best pitcher in baseball.
Probably right.
Gio Gonzalez, when healthy, Steven Strasburg, but not happening a lot, as a fastball catches the outside corner, 1 and 2.
That should be just a filthy staff. I mean, plus you had Matt Adams as having a good year for them. I mean, it's
Trey Turner is one of the fastest players.
He's very good,
league.
too.
Yeah, great glove. So it's going to be an interesting NL East race. It's going to be an interesting AL East race. The difference in the AL East and the NL East is one of those two between the Yankees and Red Sox is pretty much guaranteed a wild card spot. In the NL East, it's not quite the case. So the winner of the division might be the only playoff team. 1-2 breaking ball is swung on, foul tipped by Martinez as he stays alive. But in that AL East, it's basically a runaway. The two teams will determine one, who is the number 1 seed in the American League side, and 2, they'll determine who hosts the wild card game, because whoever wins that or finishes second in that division is easily going to have the best wild card record. So
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the way that's worked out.
the 1-2 as Martinez fouls one off of him in the box, and then on the National League side, you've got realistically on paper the Dodgers are a runaway. They were already a runaway, and then they traded for Brian Dozier yesterday. So now you already added Machado, and that made you a heavy favorite, and then you get Dozier just for fun to flex the muscles a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. And they're a team that was so worried about going over the luxury tax in the offseason, and now they'll just trade for anything. Why not if you're Magic Johnson?
Those contracts do expire. As a chopper towards short, backhanded by Bortnick, long throw. Martinez beats it out as he was hustling the whole time. And Teodoro Martinez is aboard with his second hit of the game. After going 0 for in game 1, he's 2 for 2 in game 2.
It's crazy how a game, even with a 45-minute break after a 16-inning game, can change everything for a guy.
Edwin Garcia digs in now. Martinez was caught stealing once already, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's on the move again. You question if maybe Vladimir Frias, who's a fantastic defensive shortstop, potentially gets Martinez there if he's in the game. But with the long game 1, he's getting a break as a called strike on the outside corner.
I think he might. I think that he's shown range. He's shown his arm. You know, he's an all-defensive selection. Last year, he probably makes that play. But, you know, in games like this, you got to make some sacrifices. You have a starter coming on 2 days rest. This is a grit game.
I said it towards the end of game 1. I believe it was the 14th inning, where it's just going to be who has more heart that wins 1 game 1 and 2 game 2. The Blue Crabs end up pulling out game 1. They just thought this game's going to be the same. It's got the same feel.
Not necessarily fast. It's a grinded-out game. Both teams are tired. It was a late night last night. They're just trying to make their way through this ball game.
Pretty much this whole series, just get to that off day Monday and take a deep breath. As Albaladejo tugs a fastball outside, 2-1.
It's not going to be a fast game. You didn't expect that to happen on the way in, but, you know, if you're the Blue Crabs, they're a team that's really shown a lot of heart all year. They're a never-give-up type team, even in situations where they don't end up coming back. That doesn't really hurt their heart to this point.
Two and 1 the count to Edwin Garcia as the fastball misses the outside corner, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike.
You've already seen one 2-run make that 2-out rally by the Blue Crabs in this game. Maybe smelling another one if Garcia can draw a walk or poke something into the outfield.
See if maybe Teo gets on the move, hit and run with the 3-1. Garcia handles the bat very well. As the 3-1 upcoming, Martinez is holding. Called strike on the outside corner. Garcia had taken a step down the first baseline, but he'll take a step back now into the right-handed batter's box. 3-2, 2 outs. That means a head start for the runner. Great signs there from manager James Frisbee down at third. He pointed at Teo, and then he pointed at second. Not that it's any surprise to any of the Barnstormers that he's going. This is just what you do. 3-2 upcoming. There goes Martinez. Garcia will flare one foul the other way and continue to fight in the at-bat.
Very impressive to see Albaladejo going on such short rest. That just doesn't happen. 2 days rest after throwing 6 innings strong on Sunday. You don't see a guy come back on a Wednesday and do that, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
He picked up the win, grinded it out. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. Struck out 4 and walked 1, a 2-1 win over the New Britain Bees. And here he is today. We'll see how long the leash is on Albaladejo, how many pitches they're going to let him throw. As a breaking ball, did he go? Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire. The ball gets away from De La Rosa, and he'll pick it up and tag Garcia. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We'll head to the third. Tie ball game. 9-1, 2 up when we come back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, come celebrate the bluest birthday of them all on Friday night, August 17th. It's Pinch's birthday party with appearances by all of Pinch's mascot friends. After the game, stick around for a post-game cupcake drop brought to you by Pump It Up of Waldorf. That's right, cupcakes raining out of the sky from the outfield with prizes for some lucky contestants. For more information, visit somdbluecrabs.com/promotion or call 301-638-9788.
Hey kids, this is Daryl Thompson from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Don't forget, every Sunday is Kids Day at the ballpark, brought to you by Waldorf Orthodontics. Every Sunday home game, kids can enjoy a pregame autograph session with me and other players, $3 ice cream helmets all day long, and free admission to Pinch's Playground. Post-game, you can all come on the field and run the bases. For more information, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Hey, this is Casey Delgado, and you're listening to Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
David Wayne Russo out for his third inning of work, making a spot start. A couple of them coming in a row as a slap bunt to the right side causes a tough play for Devin Rodriguez. He takes it himself, slaps the tag on the runner. Casey make that coming up in the top of the third. And Carlos Garcia is going to be slapped a tag on, and that puts the first out of the third inning away. That flips the lineup back to the top. Darian Sanford up. Awaiting on deck, Tyler Bortnick, and in the hole, should the inning continue that far, Josh Bell. Russo comes home with his first pitch, misses well outside, and Sanford works himself into a 1-0 count to the lefty Russo. The speedy Sanford can do a lot of things to you from an offensive perspective. He evens up the count, does Russo with a fastball that gets over the plate, 1-1. Russo walked, make that Sanford walked, and later scored. He led off the ball game with that 5-pitch walk as 2-1 goes the count after a ball misses high. Russo just given everything he's got today. You wonder how long he goes. You'd imagine longer than typical due to the extenuating circumstances as the ball gets into the bleachers over to the right side. That evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Russo had a very solid start last time he was out. That was at Somerset. He went 4 strong, no runs allowed, but he was pulled due to the fact that it's a spot start. My guess is today is if he goes 4 strong, that will not be the case. That's not going to happen in the top of the third at the start, at least, as the ball gets into the corner. Tough to play for Kalaika Kuhuahalahala, and that finds Darian Sanford into second base with a 1-out double. Rolls into the corner, gets into the bullpen, and that creates some struggles for Kuhuahalahala. And that brings up Tyler Bortnick, who has the only other hit in this ballgame, other than what just happened off the bat of Sanford. It was also a double, and it plated Sanford back in the first inning. Then 2 runners were stranded when finally a double play ended things in that first. Russo's been able to rebound since, but in a tricky situation here. Bortnick takes strike 1. The Barnstormers only have 2 hits with that Sanford double on the day. They've played at a single run. The Blue Crabs have put up 5 hits through 2 innings, and that only spelled 1 run for them. Sanford goes on the pitch, a hit and run, gets over the head of Kalaika Kuhuahalahala, and that will be off the wall for make that a 1-out single, it turns out to be. because Kahuahalahala shows off the cannon, and that will halt the runner Bortnick at first. But after going 0 for 6 in the first game, Bortnick threw 3 innings of this second half of the doubleheader, 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs. And you see Darian Sanford on that last play. He kind of turned back to second because he was wondering if Kahuahalahala was going to catch that ball. And then he turned right back to home, and he's fast enough that he's able to still basically walk backwards into home plate. First pitch misses downstairs. Josh Bell, the batter. Bell 3 for 7 with an RBI in the first game of this twin bill. He had 3 doubles, which is just mind-blowing. He raised the batting average 73 points, and you'd have to figure the slugging percentage even more, as strike 1 equalizes the count at 1 ball and a strike. Bell, the third baseman, as well as the hitting coach for this Barnstormer squad. He'll dig back in, await the Russo 1-1. Long pause, changing up the looks is the lefty Russo. He may just be holding until time's called, and that's exactly what happens. Sometimes a pitcher every once in a while, and it really doesn't happen too often, sometimes a pitcher, when they're changing up looks, will literally just stand there until somebody calls time. He's not going to break. That's what happened there. He's trying to mess with the rhythm of both the runner and the batter. Russo comes home with a pitch. It's drilled to the left side. Edwin Garcia is able to get it after it hit Angelis Nina's glove. Nonetheless, an error, I believe, is going to put another runner on, as that ball was very well hit, but it hit Nina right in the glove. Potential inning-ending double play. Instead, 1 down with a pair of runners on, and some speed at that. Bortnick on the season, who stands at second base, has 13 stolen bases on the year. Bell, not so much, but with a 1-run lead already, what really matters is the ability to get in that other run. A line shot to shortstop gets past the outstretched glove of Edwin Garcia. Not even thinking about trying to go home is the runner Bortnick, but another single will load the bases for Jimmy Paredes. Paredes, not too many numbers on this season, so my guess is whatever his numbers are for the bases loaded are not going to be particularly accurate as far as what he can truly do. You look at the numbers for Paredes on the year, he's come up no times on the season with the bases loaded. With scoring in position, he's 1 for 4 on the season. He takes the first pitch outside, ball 1 from Russo. But Paredes, he does have a lot of time in the MLB. He spent time with the Phillies. He spent time with the Orioles. Best season was a little bit above 280 back in 2015. As he'll drill one down the left field line. That should score 2, maybe 3. Kahuahalahala fields off the wall. 1 run will score. The second run scores, but a beautiful throw by Kahuahalahala will nail Paredes before he can slide into second. A very strong arm from Kahuahalahala puts the second out away of the Barnstormers half of the inning. Not before they complete 2 more, giving them a 4-1 lead early in this game. Paredes comes home with a 2 RBI double. He was 3 for 7 in the opener of today, now 1 for 2 in the latter half of the ballgame. Russo coming home with his first pitch, this at Casey Hobson. Hobson takes down low, ball 1. 1 more run awaits on base. That's Ryan Castile. He stands on third base as the ball misses inside. 2-0 the count from Russo. Not too much of a shift you see defensively outside of a little bit shading towards the right side of the field. Pretty deep are the infielders, particularly the corner infielders. 3-0 the count after 3 straight miss off the left hand of Russo. Russo set to come home. He'll miss outside, and a 4-pitch walk puts runners on the corners with 2 down here in the top of the third. For Russo on the day, that his 3rd walk issued. 2 of them came in the first inning, 1 coming here in the third, and that brings up Grant Desmay. Desmay came into today's doubleheader 0 for 20 over his last 10 games. He was 3 for 6 in the first game. He's 0 for 1 today, but can't say enough about Grant Desmay. That'll bring up James Frisbee, the Blue Crabs manager, out to the mound. He's going to talk with David Wayne Russo a little bit. No action in the bullpen, and maybe a little bit of surprise if you didn't see Game 1. The Blue Crabs really went deep into their bullpen. They had 6 guys throw in that ball game. I mean, you can't say enough about the fact that, A, it was supposed to be a 7-inning game. It turns into a 16-inning game. But the fact of the matter is the Blue Crabs can't really stretch too far into the bullpen, even with a spot start from Wayne Russo. Grant Desmay, the batter, up to the plate. He'll take on the inner half, 1-0 the count from the lefty Russo. Desmay raised his batting average 15 points and make that the top half of today's game. A ball over to the right side, gobbled by Devin Rodriguez, and he'll put it away for out number 3. And a quick substitution, Blake Galen subs in for Grant Desmay. And that is who was just retired for the third out. In the inning, they plate 3 runs. That comes on 4 hits. They strand 2, and no errors in the inning for the Blue Crabs. Put us through 2.5 innings of baseball. When we return on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network, the Blue Crabs send up their 3-4-5, and you don't want to miss it, because we'll be right back when we return on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Cash Beecham, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for the latest and best in Blue Crabs gear? Look no further than the newly redesigned and restocked Crab Shack Team Store, anchored by EC Sports. The Team Store features everything from old favorites like game replica hats and t-shirts to novelty items and collectibles. You can visit our Team Store anytime 9 to 5, as well as during all home games. The Team Store is also available online by visiting somdbluecrabs.com and clicking the Store tab.
Hey fans, this is Sam Runyon, right-handed pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Make sure you come out every Thursday for Foster's Grill Wings and Beer Night. For just $30, you can enjoy a ticket to the game and 2 hours of all-you-can-eat Foster's Wings and all-you-can-drink beer in the Legends Club from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. For more information, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Welcome back inside the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network. Devin Rodriguez, the first Blue Crab to come up here in this bottom of the third inning. 4-1 lead in favor of the visiting Barnstormers, and they send a new pitcher out to the bump. Steven Johnson, the new arm, he comes in to relieve 2 solid innings from Jonathan Albaladejo. Albaladejo allows 4 runs, make that 1 run, and 5 hits. His offense has given him 5 hits and 4 runs of support. Johnson originally the slated starter for today's game for the Barnstormers, as the ball will miss inside. 1-0 the count to Rodriguez. Johnson has a 1-0 record, a 2.61 ERA here in his 32nd appearance. Can't expect him to go too far because in 31 appearances, he has 31 innings pitched, 14 walks to 39 strikeouts. Hitters are hitting .252 against the righty. Strike one catches the outside corner, and we see the count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Rodriguez threw not only just the first game, but including this game. You see him with a very impressive effort. He's batting 4 for 8 with 3 RBIs in the combined 2 games. Still a lot of baseball to play as he sends a deep shot to right field. Hangs up a little bit high, and Galen comes under it. Puts it away for out number 1. So an exciting sound off of the bat doesn't turn out to be quite as promising as it seemed. As Galen, as we mentioned, replaced Desmay, he'll also replace him in right field. The pop out brings up John Griffin. You mentioned it, Brandon, in the first inning. Make that, yes, the first inning. The single machine John Griffin. He's 5 for 8 today with 5 make that 5 singles. So very impressive day for the designated hitter.
See if we can come up with another one here. Maybe get some offense rolling for these Blue Crabs. They don't have to get it all back in one inning, but one each inning sure doesn't hurt.
Trying to just chip away at this lead. John Griffin knows it starts with him as he'll dig in. Already 1 for 1 in this latter half of the Twin Bill. He takes downstairs. It does catch for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Griffin. Griffin came into this doubleheader today rocking a .262 average. He raised that 20 points in that first game. That's what going 4 for 7 will do for you. Check down to first on the check swing. The first base umpire, Brian DeBrouwer, will say that yes, he did go, I believe. Now it's a double check. Down to first. That was interesting. It appeared as though DeBrouwer originally signaled no, he did not go. And then, as Ryan Castile, the first baseman's pointing out, then the first base umpire signaled that he did go. So it's a little confusing as to exactly what the call is.
I think they're going to officially say he went. So 1-2 the count.
Griffin awaits the 1-2. A slider misses outside, and now even up at 2-2 from Johnson.
Now would be an ideal time for the home plate umpire to flash the count, but we'll elect not to do that, I guess.
Griffin awaiting the Johnson 2-2. Set at the belt is the right-handed Johnson, coming home with the pitch. Taken upstairs on another slider, and that'll make it a full count. So now we know that the verdict was he did go. The payoff pitch inbound from Johnson. Johnson awaiting his sign from his catcher. That's all that's stopping him from coming home with this payoff pitch. He's got his sign set at the belt. Now he comes home as Griffin slaps at a ball. He sends it back foul, and 6 pitches in it is not enough to retire the powerful Griffin, and will send it to 7 with another payoff pitch on its way. Johnson was slated for the start today. He did have 4 starts in his career, but that's it. He had all relief appearances outside of that. His 4 starts came in 2016 with AAA, the Louisville Reds, as a ball hit high, but it looks like it may get out of play, giving Chase De La Rosa, the catcher. He comes under it and watches it go right outside of the protective netting. And right when we thought that 6 pitches wasn't enough, now 7 isn't enough. Sending it to 8 pitches at least to John Griffin.
After 16 innings, why not 16 pitches?
Why not run it up even further? As you look back at Johnson's longest appearance, we were wondering how long he could possibly go. The longest of his 4 starts in his career was 4 1/3 innings. He has thrown 2 innings of relief 3 times this season, but that's the highest he's gone all year.
That might be why they activate Albaladejo. Technically, it's bullpen day for him, but why not throw a bullpen from the actual mound in a game situation?
That's a good point. I think that's a very good way to look at it, as a high shot sent to the right side. Something I think I've kind of come to expect to this point on the day. You hear that sound and you see how far it goes. not just from Griffin. Yes, he's done it a couple of times, but all over the board. It looks like these balls are going to leave Regency Furniture Stadium in a hurry. And next thing you know, they don't. It's something about the air today, and the wind obviously has something to do with that. That brings up Angelis Nina. Nina 1 for 1 in this game. He has the RBI that plated the lone blue crab of the game. He'll take ball 1, but it catches the inside corner, so strike 1, I should say. Like Devin Rodriguez, Angelis Nina comes into this at bat, hitting 4 for 8 on the day with 3 RBIs. He also had a double, that one of few extra base hits we saw out of the 30-plus combined hits in 16 innings of crazy baseball in the first half of this doubleheader. Nina awaiting the Johnson pitch, set at the belt and comes home with that pitch. Slider misses outside and the count runs even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nina, the former Colorado Rockies prospect. A lot of talent at that level, hit over 300 2 years at the AAA level for the Rockies as he'll slap one into right field, but right at Blake Galen, who gives chase and comes in and catches it for the 3rd pop out to right field of the inning. That means no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base for the Blue Crabs. Puts us through 3 complete. We'll be right back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, come on out Wednesday morning, August 1st for the Blue Crabs annual Camp Day. The fun under the sun starts at 11 a.m., so fans from all walks of life who can't usually catch the boys of summer play under the stars are invited to join. A special group rate for 20 or more of just $8 for a ticket or $13 for a ticket and a meal make it a great outing. Call group sales at 301-638-9788 or visit somdbluecrabs.com for more info.
Shopping for groceries in a clean, friendly store? That's smart. Shopping for groceries in a clean, friendly store and saving some money while you're doing it? That's wise. At Wise Markets, you'll find all your favorite brands, prices you'll appreciate. That means more meat for less money, more dinner for less dinero, and more milk for less moolah. Stop by a Wise Market today.
Eat better, spend less, that's wise.
Hey, this is Drake Britton, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Waldorf, Maryland. Andrew Banstra and Brandon Bulanda here for you in Game 2 of a doubleheader. First game went 16 innings. The Blue Crabs walked it off a Devin Rodriguez double to right center, scoring Edwin Garcia. Here they trail by 3 runs in the top of the 4th inning. Still plenty of baseball left as Russo back up on the mound for his 4th inning of work. This ball crushed to left field, but will get a little bit foul. Giving chase was Kahua Halahala. He saw it go that way. And my guess is off the bat, he probably had the same instinct that we did. Maybe Anderson De La Rosa hit a moonshot on his birthday, but unable to do so was the catcher. Strike 1. Russo set and coming home with the pitch to De La Rosa. This one hit high, but not quite as far. Stays in the infield, and coming under it is Rosario, the second baseman, for the first out of the inning. That brings up the 9-hole hitter, Carlos Garcia. Garcia, the second baseman for the Barnstormers today. He's got some serious speed. I was talking to Dave Collins, the broadcaster for the Barnstormers, and he was telling me, after we were talking about all the speed that comes in between Rico Noel and Darian Sanford, he was telling me that if the three raced, he doesn't know that Carlos Garcia isn't in that conversation as well. Hasn't had an opportunity to really show it to us to this point today. Didn't get the start in the first half of the doubleheader. Here he is in the second, and he grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. 1-0 the count to Garcia. Russo rocks back and winds. This ball slapped into right field, but right at Teodoro Martinez, and 2 quick outs. Put 2 out for the Barnstormers, and that flips the lineup back to the top. That brings up Darian Sanford.
That makes you question a couple things. One, maybe why Garcia's hitting in the 9 spot instead of batting second with Bortnick there. That also makes you wonder why maybe manager Ross Peoples didn't try to use some of that speed that Garcia so, I guess, possesses, that we didn't get to see at all in Game 1 to potentially try to score a go-ahead run for the Barnstormers.
As strike one crosses outside, but you're right. With a team that relies so heavily on speed, especially with Rico Noel out of the lineup, when speed is the name of your game, why not use it effectively? As the ball popped up, Devin Rodriguez calls off the pitcher Russo, and the third pop out of the inning puts away 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Put away the top half of the 4th inning. Folks, interestingly enough, the past 6 batters to come up to the plate have all been retired via the pop-out. We've seen 4 flyouts to right field, 3 coming from the Blue Crabs. Trying to do something other than that are the Blue Crabs when they send up Corey Vaughn, Austin Green, and Kalaika Kahuahala. We'll have it right here for you when we return on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Austin Green, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, come celebrate the bluest birthday of them all on Friday night, August 17th. It's Pinch's birthday party with appearances by all of Pinch's mascot friends. After the game, stick around for a post-game cupcake drop brought to you by Pump It Up of Waldorf. That's right, cupcakes raining out of the sky from the outfield with prizes for some lucky contestants. For more information, visit somdbluecrabs.com/promotion or call 301-638-9788.
Hey kids, this is Drake Britton, pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. If you're under 12 years old, make sure to check out our Chick-fil-A Backfin Buddies program. For just $15, kids will receive free admission to every Friday home game this season, as well as a Backfin Buddies t-shirt and Pinch pencil pouch. During the games, all members wearing their t-shirt get to go on the field for the High Five Tunnel, as well as free admission to the kids' park and a free ice cream helmet. For more information, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Hey, this is Jose Gonzalez, and you are listening to the Blue Crab Broadcast Network.
Corey Vaughn, the Blue Crab, to come up to the plate. First to see the plate in the bottom of the 4th, and he'll take outside. It's called strike, and that makes it number 1. Off the hands of Steven Johnson. We mentioned Johnson not exactly a guy with high endurance, or he hasn't been able to show it so far in his career. Longest he's ever gone in his whole career is he'll miss downstairs, ball 1. Longest he's ever gone in his whole entire career is 4 1/3. This season, the longest he's gone is 2 innings, and he's done that 3 times. Corey Vaughn could put a damper on what has been a good inning of work thus far for Johnson. Missing inside is Johnson. 2-1 the count to Vaughn. Johnson put it on a platter that he is one thing and one thing only. If the first inning of his work is any indication, he got 3 pop-outs, all of them to right field, so able to get hitters uncomfortable and able to get them to pop out has been Johnson to this point. Spikes a fastball in the dirt, and 3-1 the count to the center fielder, Vaughn. Vaughn 2 for 5 with a run scored in the first half of the doubleheader. He has been walked 3 times today, one of them intentional, and one of them coming in this game. 3-1 pitch drilled by Corey Vaughn. It gets just foul, says the third base umpire, Eric Byram. But I wonder if Eric Byram could even see that. It's not a diss against him at all. It's that ball was coming at his face about 120 miles an hour off the bat of Corey Vaughn. It's kind of hard to not blink. Vaughn, Green, and Kalaika Kuhuahalahala due up in the inning. Vaughn awaits the 3-2 pitch. Second Barnstormer to deliver a full count. Both of them coming to Corey Vaughn as a little blooper will go into shallow right field. Getting it is Carlos Garcia at second. And 4 Blue Crabs have been retired off the hands of Steven Johnson. All of them pop outs to the right side. We look back at the last game that was played, so the first half of this doubleheader, 16 innings it took the Blue Crabs to walk off, but they did end up walking off. That's really all that matters. It came off a Devin Rodriguez double to right center that scored Edwin Garcia from first. Austin Green, the batter to come up. He swings through a fastball, 0-1 the count to the catcher. Green got the first game off, but here he is in the second. Look back at some of the crazy things that happened in that game. Grant Desmay made a game-saving catch in left field. He ran into that mini monster you see out there, and he knocked out 4 panels that hold team names on them. But more importantly, for right now, Austin Green is on board with a base hit, coming with 1 out in the inning, and we send it to the next batter, Kalaika Kuhuahalahala. Kuhuahalahala 0 for 1 on the day. A combined 2 for 28 on the year, but the bat's really been impressive in these last couple of games he's played. Last time he played, he got an RBI single along with a ball that was hit out of Regency Furniture Stadium but brought back in by the left fielder that game. In his first at bat this game, he lined one to the right fielder. Unfortunately, like I said, it was right at him as 0-1 crosses from Johnson. Kuala taps the plate a couple of times as Austin Green stands with a short lead at first. Johnson set of the belt. Here he comes with the 0-1. Thinking about swinging was Kuhuahalahala. He thinks better of it, and the count sits at 1-1. Green, once again, just a couple of steps off of first. No reason to get any further than that in a scenario like this, in which runs are going to become hard to come by, so you don't want to get one on the base paths. Kuhuahalahala takes on the inner half, and he works himself ahead in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Johnson out in his second inning of work. Would be surprised if we see him for a third, although he was originally slated for the start until he was pushed into the bullpen. Johnson's pitch drilled right back up the middle. A tough bounce is going to come back to bite the Barnstormers as Bortnick has it hit off the end of his glove. That's going to go down as an error. And that'll put 2 on for the make that the Blue Crabs. And the Barnstormers find themselves in trouble with Francisco Rosario coming up with just 1 down and a pair of runners on. Not the best speed on bases, but really not bad either. Austin Green's got some wheels. Kuhuahalahala's got a decent set of wheels for himself. Rosario, a pretty speedy guy should he reach, and that would bring up Teodoro Martinez. But staying back in the moment, Francisco Rosario 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch to Rosario, catches outside, and 0-1 the count to the second baseman. Rosario's shown some serious clutch factor this season. He had a walk-off earlier, and that was just in one of his first couple games that gave manager James Frisbee the trust to put him in when necessary, and that gave him the start in this second half of a doubleheader. Same pitch, same result. The fastball in the outer half taken by Rosario, and that makes the count 0-2. Rosario, a late addition to this Southern Maryland roster. He's been very valuable when used, a defensive specialist that's been able to do it from an offensive perspective as well. Johnson gives him a slider, taking all the way was Rosario, and trying to work himself back even at least. The count 1-2. Digging back into the box is Rosario. He'll await the 1-2 off the hands of Johnson. That'll have to wait for Johnson to step off the rubber and try to set things back up. Rosario keeping the wrists loose as he'll await the Johnson delivery. Coming home with that pitch is Johnson. A snap throw down to second from Anderson De La Rosa. And some serious hops from the second baseman, Carlos Garcia. Saved that ball from escaping into center field. That would have moved some runners over. But trying to keep a catcher close, who stands at second base, is the catcher, Anderson De La Rosa. 2-2 the count, 2 on and 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Rosario, the 9-hole in this Blue Crabs lineup, awaits the 2-2. Slider on the outside corner catches, a looking strike number 3, and that's the second time Rosario's gone down on strikes in this ball game. Luckily for the Blue Crabs, the hottest bat so far in this ball game comes up in the form of Teodoro Martinez, 2 for 2 on the game, both singles.
If Teo can come up with another single here, Green has decent speed for a catcher. He'll likely be waved around, try to get one back here. Again, this game's just 7 innings. We're through a little over 3.5 here in the bottom of the fourth. See if maybe Blue Crabs can claw their way back into this one.
Trying to do just that as Teo on one swing of the bat. He'll swing through it. 0-1 the count to the right fielder. Teo 0 for 7 in the first game of this twin bill, but recovering from that with a solid start to the second. 2 for 2, as I mentioned. Should he reach, Edwin Garcia waits on deck with Devin Rodriguez in the hole. The Johnson pitch drilled into left field. That should score a run. Rounding third is Austin Green. He'll score. A little bit of communication issues from the right and center fielder. Make that the left and center fielder are going to allow Kalaika Kahuahalahala to advance to third base. But let's give credit where credit's due. Teodoro Martinez turning an 0 for 7 start to the doubleheader into hitting 300 by going 3 for 3 in the second half. An RBI single cuts the deficit in half, and the score now 2-4 in favor of the visiting Barnstormers. But the man that scored the winning run in the 16-inning walk-off victory in the first half of this doubleheader approaches to the plate in the form of Edwin Garcia. Runners on the corners for the Blue Crabs with 2 down in the inning. Could be a critical turning point.
See if maybe Teo gets on the move again. We saw him caught stealing once already, but see if maybe he's moving, try to make the infield make the long throw across the diamond rather than have the bailout at second.
We'll see if he does. A short lead on the first pitch, but that could spell just trying to get the attention off of him. As Garcia awaits the pitch. 1-0 the count. This one nubbed off the end of his bat, straight back into the backstop, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Martinez, I think, looking over to his third base coach, James Frisbee, trying to get a feel for whether he maybe should go or not. Garcia taps the bat on the plate a couple of times and will step back in. He's 0 for 2 in this game, 3 for 8 in the first half of the doubleheader. Johnson set of the belt and comes home with an elevated fastball. Sweet chin music is going to have Edwin Garcia diving out of the way. And the count now 2-1. Garcia had a hard-hit line drive to left field. It was caught by Hobson, but that's how he started off the first at-bat of this ballgame. He awaits the Johnson delivery, a long break, and now a big swing from Garcia right through the pitch will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You wonder if Teodoro Martinez doesn't just go on this pitch. If not, he can hope for a ball and then definitely go on the next pitch, as the count's 2-2 with 2 down and a vacant base at second. A long pause from Steven Johnson. Johnson taking one for the team here, is typically, per his numbers, he may not be so comfortable going multiple innings. He has a very good ERA, but taking one for the team and going a couple of innings, and now he's allowed a run because of it. It does go down unearned, but still, as the ball's lofted into shallow center, coming under it, Darian Sanford, he calls and catches for out number 3. The Blue Crabs strand a pair, not before they complete one. That comes on 2 hits in the inning and 1 error from the Barnstormers. That puts us through 4 complete. The Blue Crabs have cut the lead in half, but they still sit behind by a score of 2-4. When we come back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network, David Wayne Russo out for his 5th inning of work. We'll have it right here for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Ryan Strasburger, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, what's more American than baseball and a barbecue cookout? Quite frankly, the two go together like stars and stripes, rockets and red glare, and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. So when you come to Regency Furniture Stadium's all-you-can-eat picnic pavilion, you get both at a great price. The best part is that groups from 20 to 400 plus can enjoy the picnic pavilion, and when you include this home run of a deal with the kids park, paddle boats, and on-field fun, you have a grand slam of an opportunity. Call today at 301-638-9788 to speak with a sales executive or visit somdbluecrabs.com for more information.
This is Rick Meehan, Mayor of Ocean City, Maryland. For everyone who's put off planning a vacation this summer, I've got good news for you. Ocean City, Maryland is a procrastinator's paradise. We've got 10 miles of free beach, an amazing 3-mile boardwalk, golf, fishing, shopping, dining, and free events 7 nights a week, including fireworks, boardwalk light shows, dance parties, and movies right on the beach. It's not too late. Book a visit today at ococean.com. That's ococean.com.
Hey, this is Edwin Garcia, and we are listening to the Blue Crab Broadcast Network.
Tyler Bortnick, the first Barnstormer to come up to the plate here in this top of the 5th inning of baseball. David Wayne Russo making a spot start, taking one for the team just like Tyler Johnson, as we mentioned about that. Make that Steven Johnson. Tyler Bortnick, the batter, takes ball 1, but Russo making a spot start going into his 5th inning of work. Not something he may be used to, but taking one for the team as he'll catch on the outside corner, and he's gotten a little bit of offensive support. 1 run came back in the bottom of the 4th as swinging through a curveball all the way was Bortnick, 1-2 the count. Bortnick was 0 for 6 in the first game of the doubleheader. He is 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and a double here in this second. He'll await the lefty Russo's pitch. This one bounced foul out of play, and we'll see the count stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seeing a couple of lineup changes between the first and second game, but realistically it's been pretty impressive the way that a lot of guys have been able to bounce back after a 16-inning game in the first half. Bortnick takes on the outside corner, 2-2 the count from Russo. Russo the rock, here comes the fire, and swinging through a big curveball was Tyler Bortnick. He goes down for the first time on the day, and David Wayne Russo going strong here in the 5th inning. After having 6 pitchers throw in that first game, one of them in the form of Craig Stem, kind of pending on whether he stays in the rotation. But if you consider him to be a reliever, which technically he is at the moment, 6 relievers were thrown in the first game by the Blue Crabs. Russo also a reliever by trade. His first pitch crosses as a strike to Josh Bell. But it's a tough situation for a lot of these relievers. So realistically, as long as Russo's feeling healthy, as a ball misses to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike, as long as Russo's feeling fine on the mound and his arm doesn't hurt, you let him keep going as long as he's comfortable, as you don't want to dig any deeper into this bullpen with not only a game tomorrow, but a game every day until Monday. That would be the Blue Crabs' next off day. Count's still 2-2 to Josh Bell. Glove down, here comes the fire. A foul back keeps the count right where it was at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down in the inning. Josh Bell up with Ryan Castile on deck. Jimmy Paredes in the hole. Bell, the third baseman, went 3 for 7 with 3 RBIs in the first half of this doubleheader, and he'll slap one down the left field line. Still, the count sits at 2-2. Somebody will go down and snag it down in the bullpen area of the field. And Russo still not giving up, fighting tooth and nail with Bell. Here he comes with the 2-2 once more. This one chopped a couple of bounces over to the right side. Rosario swings over to first, and putting it away in the back of his big first baseman mitt was Devin Rodriguez for out number 2. Ryan Castile, the last hope for the Barnstormers half of the 5th. He comes up with a 1-for-1 credit to his day. He also reached via the walk. 1 for 7 in the first half of this doubleheader, a run scored. He awaits the lefty Russo, who sees a slider come off those hands, and the count 1-0. Castile caught all 16 innings of the first game, only to see his team end up slipping away at the very end. He's still playing in this game, which is very impressive to see after you have to imagine his legs are a little burnt out. 1-1 the count after an evening foul ball gives us a next Russo pitch. Inbound now. Here he comes with the pitch. A slider works its way on the inner half, and that's a pitch he's really leaned on here in this 5th inning of work, and it's really been pretty impressive the way he's been able to fool this 2-3-4 of the Barnstormers lineup with it. Glove down, here it comes up. This ball lofted into left center field. It tails back over towards more general center as Corey Vaughn comes in and puts it away for out number 3. 4.5 innings of baseball played here at Regency Furniture Stadium. In this top of the 5th inning, the Blue Crabs are able to stop the Barnstormers from doing anything. That means no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Sends us in to the bottom half of the 5th, where the Blue Crabs send up their 3-4-5, and they try to bring some runs back onto this board. You'll have to stick around to see what happens, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is David Wayne Russo, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Calling all Jedis, please report to Regency Furniture Stadium on July 28th for Star Wars Night, as the Blue Crabs take on Long Island. This night will feature an appearance by Jedi Saber Combat and a post-game fireworks spectacular. For more information on this or other exciting events throughout the season, please visit our website at somdbluecrabs.com, or you can call us at 301-638-9788.
This is Brandon Compton, right-handed pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Join our team every Friday home game as we honor those who serve our country by remembering everyone deployed. Every Red Friday, the team will wear red jerseys brought to you by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. All active and former military members receive $5 tickets with their ID. For more information or to get tickets today, please visit us online at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Crabs Broadcast Network.
I'm pleased to welcome you back inside Regency Furniture Stadium. Thank you for joining us on this 1st of August. A beautiful day in Waldorf, Maryland calls for a doubleheader of Blue Crabs baseball. They take the first of two. Devin Rodriguez, the man to ensure that happened as he sent the double down the left field line to secure a Blue Crabs victory. Finally, some action in the bullpen for the Blue Crabs. Tommy Shirley up and throwing.
Fans, is your family or work holiday party looking for a venue this coming fall or winter? Look no further than the newly renovated Legends Club at Regency Furniture Stadium, brought to you by the Blue Crabs. Numerous food and drink options and great flexible features mean the Legends Club will make your event the hit of the season. Call a sales executive today at 301-638-9788 for more information or visit somdbluecrabs.com.
This is Austin Green from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Join us every Tuesday home game as we turn 2 with our new Double Play Tuesdays. These nights, tickets are buy one, get one free in the box office, as well as BOGO on select items at the concession stands. For more information or to get tickets today, please visit us online at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
My deepest apologies for any technical difficulties that we experienced in that last inning. Very sorry about that, but now we head into the top of the sixth. You didn't miss too much, but still, my deepest apologies for not bringing that to you. Happy to be back on the mic and bringing this top of the sixth. In the bottom of the fifth, Devin Rodriguez, John Griffin, and Angelise Nita went up to the plate, all three of which popped out for back-to-back-to-back outs in the inning. Tommy Shirley, the new arm on the bump for the Blue Crabs, as he gets the first pitch he throws to cross for strike number one. Shirley digging with the ball in his glove. Now he'll come home. This pitch fouled straight back by Jimmy Paredes, and the count goes to 0-2 to the designated hitter. Excuse me. Paredes, his last league that he played in was in the Korean Baseball League, but he also has some major league time as Tommy Shirley puts everything he's got into a pitch. He'll miss downstairs. The spiked fastball makes the count 1-2 strikes. Shirley just joined this Blue Crabs team from the Barnstormers some weeks ago. He'll come home with the 1-2 pitch, missing upstairs, and the count evens at 2-2. For Shirley, he wears number 10 on the back of his jersey, 6'5", 225 out of Oakland, Pennsylvania. Glove over the head out of the windup, comes home with the pitch and strikes out Jimmy Paredes on 5 pitches, comes out swinging, and that puts away the first batter of this inning. Came into Southern Maryland, did Tommy Shirley, with a little bit of a high ERA, 4-2 with 5.64 ERA. I should say high ERA comparatively, because he's been perfect with Southern Maryland. A change of scenery is just what the Southpaw needed. He's gone 3 2/3 innings in 3 appearances. He hasn't allowed a single run, 5 strikeouts to no walks. Ball 1 misses upstairs as Casey Hobson digs into the box. Lefty-lefty matchup seems to be favoring the pitcher Shirley as Devin Rodriguez ranges over near the stands and is able to put it in the back of his glove for a quick out number 2. Shirley making quick work of his former team, doing a very good job to say the least. His career record, Shirley's, is a 22-21 with a 3.45 ERA. Pretty impressive. He spent more than 6 seasons with the Astros organization, reaching as high as AAA before finishing with the Detroit Tigers AA affiliate in 2016. 2 down brings up Blake Galen. Galen subbed into the game early for Grant Desmay. 0 for 2 on the day is Galen, and he'll chop one over to the right side. Francisco Rosario, a sure glove over there, is able to get it in the back of his mitt, sling it across the infield, and 3 up and 3 down. For the Barnstormers, that means 10 straight have been retired for Lancaster, and the Blue Crabs looking to use that momentum in their favor when they send Corey Vaughn, Austin Green, and Kalaika Kahua Hala Hala up in the bottom of the 6th. We'll have that right here for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is James Frisbee, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, on Friday night, September 14th, the Blue Crabs will honor all of those brave men and women who risk their lives for ours every day as we host First Responders Night. First responders will receive special ticket discounts, and active and retired military can too, as it is the final Remember Everyone Deployed Friday night, brought to you by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. That night, the Blue Crabs will auction off their red jerseys for a worthwhile military charity. It's also College of Southern Maryland's 60th birthday bash, brought to you by College of Southern Maryland Alumni and Friends Connection. So whatever your reason, come finish the regular season with the Blue Crabs. Get your tickets today at somdbluecrabs.com or call 301-638-9788. Washington sports fans, rock your red, wear your curly W's, and break out your burgundy and gold for Washington Sports Night on Friday night, August 10th. That night, there will be a special Washington Sports t-shirt giveaway for the first fans in attendance, so arrive early, and don't miss a special appearance by the racing presidents from Nationals Park. To get your tickets today, stop by the E-Trepid box office, visit somdbluecrabs.com, or call 301-638-9788.
Hi, this is Ryan Chafee, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Andrew Banster alongside Brandon Bulanda. We welcome you back into Waldorf, Maryland as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning of baseball. Corey Vaughn, the first Blue Crab to come up in the inning, and Steven Johnson out for his 4th inning of work. We mentioned that Johnson's high in terms of length of an appearance is 2 innings on the year, so he's already well surpassed that as he gets Vaughn to swing through a first pitch slider. The longest outing ever for Johnson, 4 1/3 innings. That comes back in his time with the AAA affiliate of the Reds. He spent the 2016 season with those Louisville Bats. As Vaughn awaits the 0-1, a slider misses on the outside corner, evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Vaughn in his 9th professional season, 2nd in the Atlantic, both with the Blue Crabs. He was originally drafted by the Phillies in the 43rd round in 2007. That was out of high school, as here comes the 1-1 pitch. Miss it on the outside corner, 2-1 the count. He then went to college at San Diego State University, and that helped his draft stock quite a bit. After 3 years, he was drafted in the 4th round by the Mets. He spent 6 seasons in the Mets organization. He awaits the 2-1 pitch. Johnson gives him a fastball, and Corey Vaughn gets it everything he's got. He hits that one hard into center field, but as we find ourselves saying many times this evening, balls that have been very well struck are just not going quite as far as you'd think they were. A lot of that due to the dry air, and a lot of it due to the wind coming in from all fields. A well-struck, loud out, we'll say, Corey Vaughn records in the bottom of the 6th, gives the Blue Crabs 5 outs to put up 2 runs to try to tie up this ball game. Austin Green, the next man to come up to try to assert that issue. Fastball misses inside, 1-0 the count to Green. Green hits exceptionally better when he's not at Regency Furniture Stadium. He is 1 for 2 on the day, hitting just 169 here and just south of 400 on the road. He takes a fastball on the inner half, 2-1 the count, 2-0. As Green will await the pitch, Green was drafted in the 13th round out of the University of San Diego back in 2013. The drafted team was done by the Detroit Tigers. Spent 5 years in the Tigers organization as a very good dancing slider. Will work its way onto the outer half, which started almost on the inside corner. After all that commotion, 2-1 to the catcher Green. Setting the belt for the 2-1 is Johnson in his third inning of work. He'll swing through a fastball. Will Austin Green, and the count evens up at 2-2. Johnson in his fourth inning of work, He's bordering his longest appearance in his history as a baseball player. He was drafted in 2012 by the Giants. So in 6 years of professional baseball, today could be the day he eclipses that 4 1/3 mark that he's been kind of bounded by his whole career. Green sends a shot into left field. That ball has some distance. It goes back at the track, and making a leaping grab is K.C. Hobson. He makes an absolutely spectacular play, and all Austin Green can do is tip his cap to the left fielder Hobson and say, you win this round. That is not the first web gem that we've seen in left field. It is the first from Hobson as he robs Green of a base hit. But in the first game of this doubleheader, Corey Vaughn in the 14th inning sent a missile to left field. Grant Desmay dove into that metal mini monster you see in left field. His face hit into where it says Barnstormers on the manual scoreboard. He knocked that plaque out of its place along with 3 other plaques. So a pair of spectacular plays in left field have benefited the Barnstormers a lot to this point. What a play by K.C. Hobson, and that puts 2 down with none on for Kalaika Kahuahalahala. He awaits in the right-handed batter's box. 0-1 the count, now 0-2 after he chops one foul. Kahuahalahala 0 for 2 on the day. He did reach on an error. He struck the ball well both times. He's realistically struck the ball well in his past 5 at-bats, 3 of those coming in his last start prior to this one, in which he sent a ball outside of the park, but it was robbed by the left fielder. He starts to bite at a swing, but is able to hold back. 1-2 the count. Kualahala, the Hawaii native, will dig back in. Number 3, the left fielder. Used in various roles for the Blue Crabs. He awaits in the right-handed batter's box. He swings through a slider, and going down on strikes is Kahuahalahala. That puts us through 6 complete innings of baseball. When we return on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network, Tommy Shirley out for his 2nd inning of work, and we'll have it right here for you. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Blue Crabs fans, every season we can't do it without you. So on Sunday, September 16th, for the regular season finale, it's Fan Appreciation Day. This night will feature a special t-shirt giveaway, as well as a pregame team autograph session and postgame Kids Run the Bases. Stop by the Regency Furniture Stadium box office, call 301-638-9788, or visit somdbluecrabs.com today to get your tickets.
Hey kids, are you ready to be a superhero? Join us September 1st for Superhero Night, presented by Pump It Up of Waldorf. This night you will receive your very own superhero cape to help Pinch and the Blue Crabs defeat the Road Warriors. The night will also feature a post-game fireworks spectacular. Get your tickets today at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
welcome you back inside Regency Furniture Stadium. Welcome to Waldorf, Maryland, where we're bringing you Blue Crabs baseball. Second half of a doubleheader. We head into the final inning of regulation. Tommy Shirley on the bump, the former Barnstormer, facing off against his former squad and his former catcher. Anderson De La Rosa, that catcher, is a good changeup, works its way on the inner half, but a little bit too much inside. 1-0 the count to De La Rosa. De La Rosa 0 for 2 in this game. He didn't play in the first game. It is his 34th birthday today, and this pitch swung on by De La Rosa. He chops it foul, 1-1 the count. You gotta love the passion for a guy that is able to continue to play the game of baseball at the age of 34. Now, it's not like that's in old age, but for the, for athletics, that's a little bit out of your athletic prime typically. Guys like Tom Brady and guys like, you look at guys like LeBron James continue to try to break those standards as a called ball will miss on the outside corner. 2-1. Shirley rocks over the head. He comes home as the ball's blooped into left field. Coming in is Kalaika Kualahala. He'll dive and come in and get that ball on a slide. A nice play robs Anderson De La Rosa of a birthday single, but Kalaika Kualahala is doing everything he can for his team. Sun was adjusting and kind of making it so Kualahala couldn't see that play at first. He was able to then track the ball and come in and make a beautiful diving grab for the first out in the inning. That brings up Carlos Garcia. Garcia also hitless on the day. He's grounded out to first as well as a pop out to right. Shirley's first pitch spiked in the dirt, and we see a 1-0 count to the second baseman Garcia. Garcia awaiting the 1-0 pitch from Shirley. Number 10, Shirley bounces it in the dirt once more, and 2-0 the count to his former second baseman, Garcia. As a staff, the Blue Crabs have retired a combined 10 straight between both Shirley and Russo. This ball drilled the shortstop. Garcia has no troubles. He slings across the infield, and a good stretch from Devin Rodriguez puts away the second out in the form of Carlos Garcia of this top of the seventh. Darian Sanford, the last hope for an insurance run in the Barnstormers half of the seventh. He comes up to the plate with a 1-for-3 day, make that a 1-for-2 second half of the day, a combined 3-for-8 day. 2-for-6 in the first half of the doubleheader with a run and an RBI. Strike one, catches downstairs as falling behind in the count is Sanford. Can never sleep on the fact that Sanford always has that bunt in his back pocket. Doesn't look like he'll show it in this at bat. 1-1 the count as a changeup finds its way in the dirt from Shirley. 11 straight retired Barnstormers give Shirley some confidence. He'd like to make it 12, and even doesn't. Would look pretty good on the record of Shirley as the ball's fouled in between the legs of Sanford, and the count runs to 1-2. We appreciate everybody tuning in for us today through a long day of baseball, but it's been a great one if you're a Blue Crabs fan. It could be even better if they're able to plate a couple more runs and tie things up in the bottom of the seventh. Here comes Shirley with the pitch, a short chopper to the left side, and Nina recognizes right away that that ball's going to be very hard to field. No point in even trying to give it a chase as Sanford's got some serious speed. After retiring 11 straight combined between the two pitchers, Russo and Shirley, one reaches on a little dribbler single from Darian Sanford. Sanford stands at first and is always a threat to snag a base. He goes on the pitch. The ball's fouled straight back into the press box, or it would have been if there wasn't this protective netting right in front of us. Sanford 16 innings to do so. Just for a point of reference, after him and his teammate Rico Noel, the next highest in the whole league is 23 stolen bases. So Sanford, a blaze and a force to be reckoned with on the base paths. Step off keeps the runner Sanford close at first. Shirley ensuring that he doesn't try to snag another base on him with a pickoff move to first. Count still sits at 1-2. Tyler Bortnick, the batter up to the plate. He's 2 for 3 in this game. He's got 3 RBIs in the game as well. A third of the team's hits, 3/4 of the team's RBIs. From Bortnick, who's an unlikely character to do so, hitting just 181 on the year coming into this game, and 0 for 6 in the first half of the doubleheader. Here comes the pitch. It misses inside, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bortnick. It's a lot of 2s, folks. We see a 2 spot on the board for the Blue Crabs, a 2-run deficit. And here in the bottom of the 7th, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down as the runner Sanford goes on the pitch. He'll slide in safely, hands first, with his 3rd stolen base of the doubleheader, his 51st of the season. The runner now stands in scoring position for Tyler Bortnick, who could capitalize with his 5th RBI of the game. Not 2-2, 2-1 the count, excuse me. As Shirley with a long look into his catcher, Austin Green. They want to make sure they're on the same page on this pitch. Big time pitch coming up, and coming up big time is the pitcher Tommy Shirley. He gets Tyler Bortnick to swing through a fastball in the dirt, and that retires the Barnstormers side of the 7th inning. When we come back, the Blue Crabs' last chance lies in the hands of Francisco Rosario, Teodoro Martinez, and Edwin Garcia. We'll have it right here for you when we return on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
Dr. Milu and the courteous and professional staff at Cancer and Blood Disorders Treatment Center in Waldorf want you to know that for cases of cancer and blood disorders such as anemia, leukemia, and lymphoma, you don't have to travel all the way to D.C. or Baltimore to get high-quality, compassionate care close to home. Established in 1995, Cancer and Blood Disorders Treatment Center offers expertise, experience, and the highest standards needed for successful treatment of cancer and blood disorders. Dr. Milu is excited to be a part of the Blue Crabs family as the new sponsor of the Silver Sluggers program and games for the 2017 season. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 301-638-1007 or visit cancerandblooddisorderscenter.com.
This is Devin Rodriguez from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Join us every Tuesday home game as we turn 2 with our new Double Play Tuesdays. These nights, tickets are buy one, get one free in the box office, as well as buy one, get one on select items at the concession stands. For more information or to get tickets today, please visit us online at somdbluecrabs.com or call us at 301-638-9788.
Hey, this is Ryan Strasburger, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network.
2 strong innings of work from Tommy Shirley opened the floodgates for the Blue Crabs to try to put on a couple of runs in this last chance bottom of the 7th inning. Only 7 innings in today's ball game because it's the second half of a doubleheader. 7 innings in regulation, that is. We saw a 7-inning game turn into a 16-inning game in the first half of this doubleheader. Francisco Rosario, the first man to try to extend this inning off a new arm. for these Lancaster Barnstormers. Garrett Granite's the new pitcher to come in. Granite's is a little bit of a biographical information. 6'2", 205 out of Brookfield, Wisconsin. Resides in Fort Myers, Florida. As a fastball will miss on the inside corner. 1-1 the count to Rosario. The numbers for Granite's on the year, 1-0 with a 208 record in his 33rd appearance. 30 and a third innings pitched, 14 walks to 22 strikeouts. This pitch crosses for a strike, and the count 1-2 to the second baseman, Rosario. Granite's comes with that unconventional submarine pitching style. You don't see it too often. Ball 2 misses on the outside corner, and evening up the count is Rosario with a good take. Rosario hitting .207 on the year, no home runs and 4 RBIs, one of them coming in wild, make that walk-off fashion, as he'll swing through a good pitch from Garrett Granitz, who gets his first out of the inning via the strikeout. A really good job by Granitz. You use that submarine style to fool batters, and then when you can use it in a sinking motion, it really throws people off because you're coming from down under. It goes up, it appears as though the ball's coming up when you come from that arm angle, and then when it goes back down, the ball's almost going on a roller coaster, and to be able to track that with your eyes is very difficult. Teodoro Martinez, the next batter up, he'll sneak one through the infield for his fourth RB, make that his fourth single of this ball game. He was 0 for 7 in the first game of this doubleheader. He's 4 for 4, and he's also got an RBI in this ball game. 4 for 11 on the doubleheader sounds much better than 0 for 7 in the first game. That brings up Edwin Garcia. Garcia scored the walk-off run that won the Blue Crabs the game in the bottom of the 16th. That came from a double to the right center gap from the man who stands on deck, Devin Rodriguez. First pitch, Edwin Garcia sees, slapped over to the right side, gets through the infield, and back-to-back singles put the Blue Crabs in business with the aforementioned Devin Rodriguez coming up to the plate. Rodriguez in the 2 games combined, he's 4 for 10 with 3 RBIs. In this game alone, he's 1 for 3. Every ball he has hit has been struck very well in this ball game, though. A fly out to right and a fly out to center. Manager Ross Peoples recognizes the danger that is Devin Rodriguez, and he'll step up to the mound, have a conversation with everybody in his infield. Let's give you the numbers on Devin Rodriguez. Last year when he set a team record 364, that was his batting average for the year. He hit 375 against the Barnstormers, and he continues to come after the Barnstormers this season. As I mentioned, 4 for 10 on the day. 3 RBIs to his name adds some good measure as he'll step up to try to be the hero once more for the Blue Crabs. He does have 4 home runs on the season. 1 extra base hit on the day, but none bigger than that RBI double that was sent home in walk-off fashion. The Blue Crabs have put an arm up in the pen should this game escape the 7th inning. Rodriguez awaits the first pitch from Granitz. Here it comes. The submarine pitcher works downstairs, and a strike looking makes the count 0-1. The Blue Crabs are out hitting the Barnstormers 9-6, but the score does not tell that story. 4-2 in favor of the Barnstormers in terms of runs. 1 error for each side, as Rodriguez waits patiently for the Granite's 0-1. He'll take on the outside corner. The count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Good job by the Blue Crabs stringing something together with 1 down. After a leadoff strikeout, they've had back-to-back singles, and now the 3-hole hitter, Devin Rodriguez, awaits the 1-1. Granite's submarine pitch inbound. Here it comes. Rodriguez chases the ball on the outer half, and he'll send it foul, working himself into a 1-2 count. Rodriguez's success today has come with 2 strikes. That walk-off came with 2 strikes. He also had an RBI make that a single that later scored, and that was in the 9th inning of the first game that extended the extra innings even further. That was a 7-inning game originally. Rodriguez awaits the 1-2. He thinks about swinging, but thinks better of it, and because of his good patience, the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Granite's trying to get this save. Devin Rodriguez not wanting that to happen, as the Blue Crabs would love to get a game up on the Barnstormers as the division rivals face off. Rodriguez strikes out swinging for the second out of the Blue Crabs' 7th. Mentioned the division rivals fighting tooth and nail throughout this whole series. We saw a very tightly contested game go in favor of the Barnstormers in a 5-inning rainout that was counted as a full game. And then we saw a 16-inning game that was scheduled to be a 7-inning game, and now we see what could be a 7-inning game go as a 7-inning schedule, go for 7 innings, but I think it's going to be a little hard to tell exactly what happens. You'll have to stick around and wait. As John Griffin, the last hope for the Blue Crabs, he comes up with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Takes a hack at the first pitch he sees, bobbled by the third baseman. It's a foot race to third. Instead of throw across the infield, is going to get Griffin out for the 3rd and final out of this Blue Crabs game. The Blue Crabs end up splitting the doubleheader with the Lancaster Barnstormers. It was a very hard-fought game on both sides, and the Lancaster Barnstormers able to take the latter half of the twin bill by a score of 4-2. Looking back at that first game of the doubleheader, we never really gave you a true summary, so let's run back through that really quickly after we run through the numbers for the second game. In the second game, we see the Barnstormers strike first with a run in the first, and the Blue Crabs respond with one of their own in the bottom of the inning. A scoreless second led to the top of the 3rd when the Barnstormers struck for 3, and that was the difference maker. The Blue Crabs were able to scrummage one back in the bottom of the 4th, but 3 straight scoreless innings from both sides sent it to a 4-2 victory for the Barnstormers, in which they were out-hit by the Blue Crabs, but the runners left in scoring position did really come back to hurt the Blue Crabs. Then you look at that crazy 7-inning scheduled game that turned into 16. Looking at that box score is not something I've quite ever seen before. I don't think the website even recognizes it. And that second inning was the first time a run was scored in that 16-inning blunder. The Blue Crabs put up 1 in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd. And they took the 2-0 lead into the 4th when Lancaster struck for the first time on the day with 3 in the top of the 4th. In the bottom of the 4th, Southern Maryland put 2 more on, and Lancaster tacked another one on the top of the 5th. That put a tie ball game headed through 7, so you went to extras. No scoring in the 6th, 7th, or 8th. And the 9th, each team put up 1 and were very stingy with their leads. That led to 6 straight scoreless innings for both sides. A scoreless top half of the 16th inning led to a Blue Crabs walk-off in the bottom of the 16th. The winning pitcher in Game 1, Sam Runyon, the losing pitcher, Jared LeKind. In the second game, you look at it, and David Wayne Russo with the loss in the Blue Crab side of things. The winner, Jonathan Albaladejo, Steven Johnson gets the win. And that sends us through a very fun doubleheader to bring you. We started at 11 o'clock this morning. We are bordering 7 o'clock Eastern time, and I wouldn't have wanted to spend my day doing anything else than bringing you Blue Crabs baseball. That'll do it, though. After 2 long games of baseball, we find ourselves at a conclusion. But if you want more Blue Crabs baseball, you can tune in tomorrow night when the Blue Crabs face off against the Barnstormers in the season finale. Make that the series finale. And that game will square off at 6:35. 6:30 is when the broadcast starts. For Brandon Buland, I'm Andrew Banstra. Thank you for joining us on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us, and remember, go Blue Crabs.